Good morning, Walnut Creek Unity. Good morning. And you out there in streaming land as well. Yes, yes. Isn't it a great day? Yes, yes. We have a wonderful message today, and we're going to start our day with a congregational song. Your words will be on the screen. You're welcome to rest on your feet if you so choose. But we're going to do I Start My Day with Love. All right. Are you ready? All right. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. I get love, 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 love. I get love, 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 love. Peace. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. Let me hear you. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. I feel it, peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. I feel it, peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Joy. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. I get a joy, joy, joy. I get joy, joy, joy. I get joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. I start my day with love. When I start my day with peace, I feel that joy, feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I feel that sweet release. Sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release.
Good morning, Unity of Walnut Creek. Are we awake now? Yes. My name is Susan.
And my name is Eileen. Hi.
We want to greet and bless everyone who is watching online. Your presence adds to our spiritual community, and we are grateful you are with us. Thank you for joining us. Please join me in welcoming our guest musician, Sharon Henderson. Yay! Joined by Patrick Mayer on keyboards, Vino Thomas on drums, and Lee Henderson on bass. Thank you for being here, rocking the house with us.
Reverend Kristin will deliver today's message titled Prospering and Healing Through Will.
Before we begin, let me remind you to turn your cell phones to silent as we enjoy the sacred service together.
Let's take a moment to be grateful for this land our center rests upon. This is Bay-Miwok and Ohlone land.
We honor the Bay-Miwok and Ohlone people of today and are grateful to those who have stewarded this land before us. We commit to taking care of these sacred native grounds and Mother Earth.
Unity is a positive path for spiritual living. Our vision for the world is we envision a spiritually awakened world where all life thrives in conscious oneness.
Our mission is who we have come here to be. Let's say this together. We are a loving, inclusive community, expanding our divinity, and sacred service for all. Our core values are love, connection, service, and wisdom.
Ushers have come forth with packets. If you're here for the very first time, welcome. And if you feel comfortable, please raise your hand so we may give you a welcome package.
Yay! Still you.
So we invite you. Welcome, and we invite you to visit our bookstore across the patio after the service to receive a welcome gift. And we hope you choose to stay and visit with us again.
Connection cards are available in that newcomer packet and in the seat pockets in front of you. These are for everyone. With this card, you may submit a prayer request, and our prayer team will pray with you throughout the week.
You may also share your feedback or request information. Please place your card in the basket with the offering. For those of you viewing online, connection cards are available on the Watch Live page on our website. We have several activities to highlight this week.
It is once again time for your voice to be heard. Your Board of Trustees invites you to a community gathering today at 1 o'clock here in the sanctuary. This will be a circle format to hear your questions and provide updates. Join us to get connected and learn more about Unity's 75th anniversary and the automated giving campaign. Bring your questions, feedback, and ideas.
Bob Hardy, who's sitting right over there, invites you to his creative spiritual experience with painting workshop. It's next Saturday, August 5th from 1 to 4:30 p.m. Now, if you have no experience with art and wonder how you're going to express yourself without limitations, this is for you. All paints and supplies and setup are provided. The class sells out quickly, so please reserve your seat in the bookstore or online.
And join Michelle Chikala and Melissa Keogh for an intuitive 4-week journey of the chakras through the lens of the 12 powers. The class starts this Tuesday at 7 p.m. and will include meditation, journaling, embodied healing techniques, and intuitive practices to help promote balance and well-being in your life. Sign up to experience the chakras and 12 powers in an embodied and personal way.
Would you like to share the joy of singing together? Yes. Then you'll want to sign up for the next session of our community choir. Practice will be on 5 Tuesday evenings, starting on August 8th, with a performance on September 10th. You may join the choir for this session, or just for the joy of it, even if you cannot sing at the September 10th performance.
What could be better than a summer picnic? A summer picnic with bingo, trivia, a concert with the 360s, dancing, a raffle, and fun, and all for free. Yeah. I went last year, and it was a blast. So if you're in town, make sure you make it. Join us on the Unity lawn on Saturday, August 19th at 5 p.m. and experience the best of summer. For more information, pick up a flyer on the patio or see our website. And for more information on registration and all our events, please see our website. You can register for events in the bookstore or visit our welcome table for more information.
For information on these events, pick up a flyer on the patio or see our website for a full listing and information for all our events. As we prepare for our time of meditation, please join me in taking a conscious breath and affirming our statement of faith together.
There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God.
We begin with music, followed by guided meditation and silence.
With just one life to live. The gifts I have, great and small, I give them all. I give simply purely from my soul. I give. Here I am, a vessel to be used. Whatever Spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be. Here I stand. My heart is here to serve. Wherever love is leading me, I will go, I will go, I will go. Here I stand, a vessel to be used. Whatever Spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be.
I am willing. Let's allow that to be our collective affirmation, repeated over and over again in our own hearts and minds. I am willing. Even speaking these powerful words opens the way to connect with our divine will. To receive whatever it is that we need to know right now in our lives for our next steps, our right action. We may be directed to something seemingly mundane or spiritually powerful. It's all God and it's all good. And so I invite us all to take up that repetitive affirmation in our hearts, I am willing. In our minds, I am willing. And to take it into the silence and to see what comes forth for us today, tomorrow, in the moments to come, the days to come. It's a powerful statement of reception, of listening, and of action. I am willing. Let it be so in the silence. Wherever I am led from this willing place, I will go. I will go. However I am guided to be, I will be. And whatever I am nudged to do, I will do. From this essence of my being, from my divinity, I am called and guided. And to all of it, I say yes. And so it is.
Here I stand. My heart is here to serve. Wherever love is leading me, I will go, I will go, I will go. Wherever love is leading me, I will go, I will go, I will go. And wherever spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be. Yes, yes. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. I can see no obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. And now it is a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Oh yes, I can make it now. The pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is that rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Look all around, there's nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, nothing but blue skies. be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Real, 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 real bright, bright, sunshiny day. Oh, real, 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 real bright, bright, sunshiny day. Real, 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 real bright, oh, bright, sunshiny day, 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 sunshiny
Ooh, when the skies are gray, we know who to call. Pretty sure with that voice and that energy, you could make all the clouds clear away. Oh my. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone online. Hello, hello. One more for good measure. Oh, okay, good. Anybody ever do that to make a decision? And did you ever do that? You keep flipping till you get the answer you wanted? Yeah. So, well, yeah, is there another way, right? Somebody said, I desperately need someone to give me advice and tell me to do the thing I want to do. You know we know what we want, right? From our personal will, it's really clear what we want. It's not always the best and highest for us, though. And we know that, too. And sometimes we'll even persist with flipping the coin when we know that's the truth, right? So today we're talking about the power of will. And there's a whole spectrum on the power of will, right? Of willfulness and willingness and the willpower and the will to act, and so much to unpack in just this one power. So we're in a 12-power series right now. One of the teachings of Unity is that we have these 12 innate powers, and so we're looking at that through the summer. And today, obviously, is this power of will. Tracy Ash is this spiritual teacher that I just recently became acquainted with, and I was watching a video of hers. She lives in this really powerful space in one of the sacred spots in Egypt, very close to some of those sacred spots, and has created a hotel, an eco-lodge, and a place for retreats there. And she was talking about how there are 7 gateways to consciousness. She didn't go into the details, but she just said these words. There's 7 gateways to consciousness. When we enter them, we unfold into the 12, and then that unfolds into 144. It was really interesting because I was thinking about, in Hebrew numerology that's present throughout the Bible, 7 means physical completion. 12 means spiritual completion. And remember in Revelation, 144,000 will be the ascending souls, right? The ones who ascend to heaven. And so when we understand this a little bit more metaphysically and in the context of what we are all working with together this summer, and what Michelle is about to share with you on Tuesday, the embodied chakras, we can think about the 7 as the gateways of consciousness as entering those 7 chakras. And as we do, it unfolds further to the 12 powers. And as we each activate those energy centers in us, activate these 12 powers within us, we become a light-filled being, which is the truth of who we are anyway. We uncover whatever is in the way, essentially, to be that shiny light and essence of love that we've come here to be. And when we do that, there is a multiplication into the collective consciousness. That 144 is a number that represents all of us awakening, or at least a critical mass of us awakening to tip the scales for all of us to awaken. And so it's really a powerful way to think about as we work with these energy centers and powers. It's not just a fun thing to look at and a quality to consider each week in and of itself. It comes together as a holistic system. And the powers work together with one another. So the more versed we get in understanding them and what they represent and how we can use them, the more we raise up our entire vibration to come into that wholeness, that truth of who we have come here to be. And as each one of us does this, we are feeding into that collective energy. It's really fun to think you can change the world by following your spiritual path, isn't it? But it's true. And I think all of us in this room have touched that at different times in our lives and recognized, it doesn't have to be all this hard work of sometimes things in life feel like you're just pushing a boulder uphill, right? And it's like, wow, if I just let it, if I just opened myself a little more to receive, I would see the clear day ahead. I would see the clear path ahead. I would see the clear way ahead. And things would become so much easier. We all know this on our spiritual journey, that the practices that we have, when we go back to those practices, life works better. Have you found that to be true? Yeah, and when we stray from them, we start to try to do everything ourselves through our own mental capacity and our own physical energy. And it runs out. It runs dry because there is a limitation there. But there's not a limitation when we are infused with spirit, when we are resting on those spiritual principles. So will is a really key one for us because it crosses the border between these ideas of reception, of willingness, of openness, and action. Will is the power to act. Will is the power to choose, to make it happen. But when it's based in this powerful space of a willingness and a listening to spirit, it has no limits whatsoever. So could we will it to happen that everybody wakes up upon the earth? Yes, we could, if we so choose. So will is found in the body. There's a energy center in the body that is in the prefrontal cortex of the brain, right next to understanding. So the silver part that you see there on the left side of the prefrontal cortex is where the power of will sits. And remember last week we talked about the power of understanding, so that would be that more right brain prefrontal cortex. And I don't know if you can see there's a tiny dot I put in there. It looks like it moved around, but it's supposed to be there on the third eye, or the first eye, which is the power of imagination. So you can see where these work together. These three can work together. Understanding is golden, and therefore signified by gold, and will is silver. You can think of, it's got a little bit of a mystery to it, sort of like that silver moonlight is maybe one way you can remember that. So what about this willfulness thing? How does that fit in, So, yeah, right. And we laugh because we know we can all be willful at times, right? Some of us more than others, and some of us more at certain times than others. Somebody at the Unity convention, one of my friends told me, do you know what the U in Unity stands for? And I said, no. And she said, you can't tell me what to do. So we find ourselves here, don't we? Loving that individual path, that idea that I will carve out my own way. So don't give me too much guidance, or certainly don't give me any dogma, right? But a little guidance is all right. I'll take a little bit of guidance is typically where we land on that. This willful idea is something that we develop naturally, right, as kids, about age 2 to 3. That toddler stage when we learn to say no. And some kids really like to say it a lot. No, no, no. Everything is no, right? Anything that's proposed is no. And it's that finding that power within, right? That ability to say no. It has consequence too, though, doesn't it? When we use it in our adult lives or beyond that time, maybe it has consequence when we're kids too. I was thinking about my niece and how strong-willed she was when she was a kid, especially around that age, especially like about 3 years old. And I took her to take your daughter to work day. And I didn't, even though I spent time with my nieces and nephews, not having raised a child myself, when my sister forewarned me that she's going to fight you on everything when you're getting ready in the morning, I was like, okay, no problem. It's like, she's not going to want to wear the dress. She's going to want to wear the overall shorts. That's all she wants to wear now. She's not going to want to brush her teeth. She's not, I was like, I got this, sis. Don't worry about it, And per my usual way of doing things, I gave myself an extra 15 minutes to get ready and to get her ready. Well, it was a very stressful morning. We finally got out the door and got to work. And then she said she's also probably not going to go use the restroom when it's convenient, So there would be a break, right, in the activities of the day, and it'd be like, everybody, time to use the potty. Nope, not Nicole. And so then later we'd have an accident to deal with. So luckily I brought a change of clothes. But it was like this with everything, like she wouldn't learn to swim when it was time to learn to swim. And she told us all that she already knew how, even though clearly she didn't know how. And now she likes to surf, and I think she wishes she was a stronger swimmer. But it also, when we are willful, it can be a positive thing in terms of our strong-willed nature. Because I see from my niece now as a young woman how she goes after her goals and her dreams and she makes them happen. She uses that executive power of will to follow through, to achieve, to manifest, to co-create what it is that she dreams about. So everything we know, how if we find ourselves in this description of willfulness, we also know the gift that we bring of will in that as well. And so we learn how to balance things for ourselves so it can be most effective. If we show up with an overdeveloped will, we might push people over a little bit too much, and which may push people away. So then we learn how to use that in another way. If we're overdeveloped in our will, we may think that, I got this, I got the answers, I know what to do, and we may not always stop and listen to other perspectives as much, or even spirit as much, right? We may not slow down and listen. Oh, I see a couple arguments going on right now. That's funny. No, you're willful. No, you're willful. You're more willful than me. So anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to call anybody out about that. I'll have to beg for forgiveness on that one. So there can be consequences, right, to how we show up with willfulness. And so there's that overdeveloped will, but what about the underdeveloped will? If our power of will is underdeveloped, then we can be really indecisive, what some people might call wishy-washy, which can cause a lot of confusion for ourselves and for others that we're in relationship with, and inaction, right? So then there's missed opportunities with that. If we're not decisive, we miss opportunities all the time. So it's finding that sweet spot between this. As Jesus put it for this underdeveloped will, let your yes be yes and your no be no. Very clear, right? Let your yes be yes and your no be no. And know that you won't please everybody in that process. And that's okay too. That's usually a part of that underdeveloped will. So what about God's will? Because, many of us were taught that there's the will of God, which is something seemingly separate or different than what we might know or be able to perceive. Of course, in our teachings, we understand that there isn't separation between what is the divine or God or source and ourselves, that we are one with that essence. Therefore, there can't really be a schism between God's will and our will. We can, though, distance ourselves from spirit and, again, just think we got this from an intellectual standpoint and not really be listening at that deeper level. So really this question of God's will comes down to what is God to you? What is spirit or source or the divine to you? And do you believe it is separate or some kind of entity that is outside of you that is punishing and rewarding? Because that's really where we get tripped up with that whole idea of God's will. And once we get to a place where we no longer believe that there's that separation, then it becomes easy to see that our will and the divine will are truly one. Our real will, our true will, our heart's desire, not just a passing fantasy, but or fancy, but our heart's desire. And that is one with the one. So when we attune with our deeper heart desires, we attune then with the divine will, and we can more easily follow that. When we do this, when we follow that, what happens for us is what co-founder Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, said, letting go of 1,001 dense ideas that make the soul opaque to the eye of spirit. When we follow spirit in this way, it lets go of all the ways that our soul is become opaque to spirit, and it clears the way. It makes it a clear day, a clear way to see, and a clear alignment and connection. So we can take the high road then from within. The operative word for will is choice. It's what we choose to do, right? And we have this in the form of free will, the gift of free will, the power to choose whatever is best for us on our journey, whatever is the highest and best good in any given moment. We always have that opportunity. Whatever is best for our long-term goals versus the immediate gratifications and distractions of life. And our culture sure likes to serve those up, doesn't it? So there's a constant, even when you're on your device, there's a constant pop-up, right, for an immediate gratification of some kind or distraction of some kind. And so our society has become that way, which makes it a more deliberate choice to stay the course, to allow ourselves to set our course and then stay the course toward whatever it is we want to ultimately manifest, what it is that we are envisioning that we ultimately want to move into and live and breathe and have its being in us. Romans 7 speaks to this idea. It says, I do not understand what I do. For what I want to do, I do not do. But what I hate, I do. And this I keep on doing. I have the desire to do what is good, but I cannot carry it out. Who knew Romans 7 could be so funny, Turns out Paul had a sense of humor. But isn't it true that when we are struggling with willpower, we will maybe find ourselves reaching for whatever that immediate gratification or distraction is, and it'll take us off course. And so we recognize that there is something in us that does this, and that's something that we just work with along the way, right? Until we recognize that the benefit is so much greater for whatever it is that we are wishing to do. I've experienced myself and seen other people in my life struggle with weight gain and been on and off diets and on and off different programs. And it seems like when you get down to, well, why do I want to do this? If it's just a superficial, I want to look good because that's the ideal woman or the ideal man's look in our world, then it sort of stays at that superficial place. But if it becomes a more grounded place like of health and wholeness, then it seems to open up and get some legs. And then it's like, oh, I can stay this course because there's so many other things that come with this. And so that's just one example of the ways that we can open up the underlying value, the real reason, the purpose why I want this thing, and come back to that again and again. It helps us stay our course. It helps us apply our will. When the will is ready, Proverbs says, the feet are light. The highest expression of will, then, is willingness, our willingness to be guided, our willingness to give conscious consent to the divine will within us to guide our way. And first, of course, we have to make contact with Spirit. We have to make that connection. You know, in the early days of Unity, pre-Unity really, before it was officially a movement, Charles Fillmore, our co-founder, was taking in so much different information. It was all new. I mean, he started liking Shakespeare and Emerson, but when he got exposed to all these new thought teachings, and then he started studying Eastern religion, and you know, all this stuff, it was just like, oh my gosh, my mind's going to explode. It seems like he would almost say, you know, there's so many things to take in. What he actually said was, in this Babel, I'm going to headquarters. And if this Spirit and I are connected as they all say we are, if we are one, then I'm going to experience that, you know, essentially is what he said. And so he decided, well, the way to do this is supposedly to sit in silence. And so he took it like, he was a businessman, you know, he had a scientific, left-brained kind of guy. And so he took it on like an experiment. And so he would sit in the silence at an appointed time every day. And he said, at first, it was cold and calculated, and I felt nothing. But I kept doing it. So he was good at that will, that disciplined part of himself that would allow him to do it day after day after day. And after a while, things started to open up. It was through the silence that he heard Unity for the name of our movement. It was through the silence that many things occurred in the early days of our movement. And I can see where Myrtle and Charles were this like perfect companionship of spiritual teachers, because she was really more the understanding piece, right? She received the realizations early on. She was really, I mean, you could say in essence, she was our founder, because she was the one who had the first experiences and this dawning of understanding. And then Charles really took it and ran with it and put a lot of the pieces in place so that we had the structure to make all this happen that we stand on today. And if you think about then, if you had these two pieces working together, and then that first eye, you have a similar vision. Your vision is one and the same of what can be, what is possible, how powerful that is. So when we come together in a group or even a couple or, you know, a couple of friends, it doesn't matter what the conditions of our relationships, but whatever it is that we might envision together, it's helpful to have somebody who will be that more right-brained, kind of receptive one, and somebody who will be more that left-brain executive faculty, let's get it done and lay out our steps and our objectives and have it happen. And so it's that beautiful connection between the two that can be so powerful. Charles Fillmore said about the power of will that the will is the executive faculty of the mind that carries out the edicts of the I am. That really sums it up right there. That there is a connection to the I am, and that the will allows us to think it through and to take the actions, to make the choices. Has anybody seen the movie Barbie? Yeah, all right. And laughter and claps as well. So those who have seen it really liked it. So I've not seen that many people in a movie theater since long before COVID. We went Friday night, and it was absolutely packed, and it was a sea of pink. So you might know to wear pink ahead of time. I didn't know. So after Barbie travels through Barbie land, this is to show you that it's not just about like Charles and Myrtle and these folks that, you know, but even the doll Barbie can show us the way, right? We have a lot of way showers in our lives. So Barbie travels from Barbie land to the real world in the movie. I'm not going to spoil anything for anyone. But there is a point when she's having a conversation with Ruth, her creator from Mattel. And she's now, because she's gone to the real world, she's become real, right? So there's a lot more available to her now than when she was just this doll. And she has this realization, this experience of understanding while she's having the conversation, that maybe she's always been thinking of herself as just a thing, a toy, something that gets put in a box. But actually, and she's telling her creator this, right? So this isn't lost on us. She's telling her creator this, and then she realizes that actually she doesn't want to just be a thing. She doesn't want to just be a toy. She doesn't want to just be, for us, a human being. She wants to be a creator too. And so she speaks to that power of imagination. Suddenly, like, you can almost see it happening. It's like, poof, there goes the gold, right? Wow, there goes the sky blue. It's suddenly activated. And then what will happen next? The silver, hopefully. The silver will light up, and the will light up, and we'll take the actions we need to take in order to co-create, in order to step into what we could possibly imagine that we could be, that life could be, that whatever situation we are in could possibly be. And then we need the will to follow through, to say yes to it and to take the steps, to put the feet to our prayers. That's what will does for us. So without the will, if we ourselves need a boost of will, we need to call in the folks who can help us, right? Bring in the community members that can help us. Ignite the spiritual powers that will give us the lift to take the actions that we need to do to follow through so that we can make it all happen. So all that happens in that conversation with Barbie, that there is this igniting of these three powers that work so beautifully together. So with a mindset of willingness, the I am will encourage us to do many things, to give over, to suspend judgment, to receive from that willing kind of space, and also to step up, to step in, to go forward, to follow through from that action space. All of that can happen with this power. The power of will comes down to really choice and commitment when we're in those stages of taking the action. It helps us to stay the course and to be aligned. And to be willing to let go of our immediate thoughts or needs for that long-term vision that we hold. To stay committed. As Job's friends advised him when Job was going through a tough time, he said, "You will decide on a matter, and it will be established for you, and light will shine on your ways." You will decide on a matter, and it will be established for you, and the light will shine on your ways. That's what happens when we use the power of will for good. Willingness magnetizes grace to us. It magnetizes guidance to us when we open ourselves and are willing. So do you feel ready and willing? In whatever area of your life you're working with that is maybe your growing edge, you can apply this power and the companion powers with it. As we learn more about these, we get them intellectually, then it's the next step is to embody them. The next step is to know them, to know where they are in our body, to begin to activate them, to use the colors. And all of this is helping us to light ourselves up and to become all that we have come here to be. That's why we're doing this. So entering these gateways of consciousness together, let's do this. The divine will can be expressed through us, through the I am in us, over and over again, if we allow it. I invite you to affirm that with me. I am divine will in expression. And so it is.
So, all of you, if you'd like to work with following this advice, applying today's message, and power in your life, you can join Reverend Kristin for Walk the Talk on Thursday at 7 p.m. in the sanctuary. It's a great way to get to know people while digging deeper into today's message.
Our prayer chaplains are available after this service to provide personal prayer support. If you are a prayer chaplain serving today, please stand. Our prayer chaplains wear the lavender stoles.
Yeah. Whether you have a joy or concern in your heart today, praying with our prayer chaplains is a powerful opportunity to have your intentions raised up in consciousness.
Now, let's open our hearts to the practice of giving. I invite you to prepare your gifts as we align with the universal law of circulation. As we give, we shall receive. In truth, there is no lack or limitation. Abundance is our true nature.
So for your convenience, there are a variety of ways to financially give to this community. In addition to checks and cash, you may download the Give app from online, from our website, scan the QR code in the back of that yellow card in the back of each share, or set up a bill pay through your bank. And those of you at home, you can click on the donate button on the Watch Live page.
I invite you to take your tithe or offering in your hand. Repeat our affirmation with me together. Divine love, one with me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am joy-filled and grateful.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you to sing a little chant with me today. It's a really easy chant. I'm going to tell you the words. I am open to receive. I am open to receive. Open to receive all of God's riches. Say it with me. I am open to receive. I am open to receive. Open to receive all of God's riches. Next part. Open to receive. Open to receive. Open to receive all of God's riches. Again, open to receive, open to receive, open to receive all of God's riches. Here we go. Yes.
Wow, we should sing that every offertory Sunday. Come on down. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Open to receive. As we give, we receive. And as we give as a ministry, we receive. And so it goes, rippling out and on and throughout the earth and all people. So let's bless our offering, knowing this truth, that we are open to receive all of God's riches. Together, we give thanks for the ever-increasing, constant flow of absolute good in our lives now. So it is.
We are a circle of love. We are a circle of light. Come join the circle of love. Come join the circle of light. The light in you and the light in me are one. The light in you and the light in me are one.
Woo! Good morning. Thank you, Julia. Yes. We also have Sebastian here today. Can you wave hi, Sebastian? He's returning. You haven't seen him for a little while. He's 6 now, so welcome back, Sebastian. And then we have Amelia with us today. Madeline's here too, but she's not feeling very well, so we'll send her blessings. And we were talking about these powers that live inside our body, a little different than the powers that you've been discussing. We've been talking about our feelings, these other powers that we have. And how are we feeling today? How are you feeling today, Julia? Happy. And when you feel happy, Julia, where do you feel it in your body? Where does that happiness come from? What do you think? Where do you feel your happiness?
Get the energy.
In the energy, that's right. That happy energy just all through your body. Yes. That happy energy is all through my body. That's right. Anybody else you all felt happy today, right? And Millie's feeling a little tired, right? She saw Taylor Swift last night, so yeah. But you can feel two things at the same time. You can feel happy and tired at the same time. So anyway, that's what we've been up to. We hope you have a beautiful Sunday. Thank you.
Well, it is so fun to see you all. And welcome back, Sebastian. We missed you. And your mom. I see your mom over there, too. Welcome back. All right, let's bless our children, teachers, and youth together. Children, youth, and teachers, we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the divine light within you. Sharon's going to close us out with Holy, Holy.
Okay, rest on your feet for our final song, if you so choose. All good, holy, holy. All good, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart and my soul. Now I know all is good, holy, holy. All love, holy, holy.
You are the love and the light and the will on earth right now. So let your light shine. Have fun and spread joy.